Hey everyone, this is the Savvy Business Chick helping you to know your purpose and destiny in the marketplace. And it's Tuesday, so come on in. I want to talk to you about the three things that I really want to share with you that's going to help you become a better seller. Hey, thanks for joining. A better seller of your home care business services. So thanks for coming in. And since it's a new week, I want to reintroduce myself. Hey, it's me. I'm the Savvy Business Chick, or you can call me Sean for short. Hey, Healthcare Ninja. And I started my home care agency 15 years ago from my basement. And then fast forward within a little bit less than 2 years, around 22, 23 months, I went from making let's just say $5,000 in revenue to $3.3 million in revenue in my medical home care business. Now, I have videos on YouTube and videos on Instagram. If you go through my IGTV series, where I even show you how you can make your first 16K a month in your home care business. I break it down, I don't hold back, and I like to really share with everyone that, I'm here to bring you value. So take advantage of me while I'm here. But today, guys, I want to talk to you about something that really came to me. Thank you for buying a badge. Something that really came to me is that you guys are maybe sadly mistaken if you think you don't have to sell in your business. And I'm here to set the record straight. So I want to give you three things that you need to know about. You need to focus on so you can become a better seller. And what does that mean? A better saleswoman, a better salesman in your business, even if you are the CEO. Or what if you're the administrator? What if you just work there? Then you need to become a better seller. So here's my first tip. And for those of you, this is the truth. Thanks so much, Healthcare Ninja. This is the truth.com. You can't get away with selling your services. And I know some of you are like, I hate sales. I don't want to sell. And, sales seem so sleazy. Like most people have the idea. Let me wipe this. They may, I think I made it maybe worse. Okay. They may feel like, oh, the way I think about sales is that sales is sleazy. Sales is overbearing. I don't like it when people sell to me, so I don't necessarily want to sell to people. But that is the wrong attitude to have. And before I even get into mindset, let me share with you something that I have shared on previous videos that you really need to think about. And number one, if you could put the number one in the comment, put the number one in the comment. And when you guys do that, I just want you to know you help Instagram or YouTube let people know that, hey, this person is offering some great value, and then it just helps me to increase my visibility online. So thank you so much. So the first thing I want you to know that I have shared in previous videos is that marketing is the prerequisite of your sales. So many people focus on marketing. And I did some research recently, and I went on Indeed, and interestingly, I found a lot of large companies, large home care companies that are looking for marketing people. They either call them marketing representatives, they call them liaisons, they call them business development managers. And one of the things that they have as a duty for these marketing people is to drive sales. I'm going to say that again. One of the main responsibilities that a marketing person is supposed to do is drive sales. So that's why I said marketing is your prerequisite. What does that look like? Well, a lot of people I talk to, maybe they've been in a business for a year or a little bit over a year. They still don't have a website up. Okay, maybe I can understand you don't have a website, Maybe you didn't have someone like me in your corner, telling you that you need that online visibility. But then some of them, and then you have to pay for, a good website to be created. So when you have a website created, it's not only the actual view, of the website, like how it's set up, whether it's in a template form or, different features you have, different pages you will have on your website, but it's also the content. Now, the content on your website is actually called sales copy, COPY. Sales copy. And I wish I had my dry erase board, but sales copy. So I just write it on my piece of paper. Sales copy. I'm coming up backwards. Sales copy. And it depending on your sales copy, that language that is, sales copy, that language that is on your website will do two things. It will cause your potential client, your potential customer to take an action. So you want them to take an action. You want them to call you, email you, fill out your form. But your sales copy has to say that. So I'm kind of breaking it down for you guys so you can really pick up what I'm putting down. Having somebody land on your website is just not enough. You can pay for a Google ad, but if they land on your website and they don't see what they need to make them take action, which is, like I said, see that one of your services or programs is what they need for their family member or even for themselves, then they're not going to take action. They're not going to take any kind of action. And so you'll never get that phone call. You'll never get that email because there is nothing there that says, hey, give me a call. Hey, this is what you need. We got what you want. Call us for that particular thing. I grew up in an era where companies did jingles. And, jingles was a popular marketing tool, and it's still being used today because it sticks in your mind. It sticks in your mind. Oh, when I'm trying to think of an old one, but it sticks in your mind, and this is exactly what you want your website sales copy to do. You want it to stick in the mind of a person. So whether they're making a decision right now or they're making a decision in a few months or a year from now, that you and your business stays in their mind. You have an imprint in their mind. And so they know whether it's for themselves or the family member or even somebody in their church or neighbor. They'll say, hey, I just saw this agency online and they say they do it better. I'm just giving you guys an example. They do it better. So you want that, you want your sales copy to have an imprint on someone's mind. Let me take a drink of coffee, sorry. So again, marketing is your prerequisite before any sale. And I'm just giving you guys one example of a website, of what your website should entail to actually drive sales. Because we're talking about all of these companies, these large companies that are looking for marketing people, their main responsibility is to drive sales. So you have your sales copy. Then embedded into your sales copy, you should make sure that it's SEO rich. Now, if you don't know what SEO stands for search engine optimization. Let me give you a couple of examples of that. When you go on Google, you type in a phrase based upon the words that are in that phrase. That's how things come up. Sometimes you'll get YouTube videos that come up. Sometimes you get Pinterest pins that come up. Sometimes you'll get articles that come up. And if you're lucky, this is how you'll get somebody looking for home care services will have your company come up. So just doing a Google ad alone is not as easy as some people say. Do I think you should do Google ads? Absolutely. But it's gonna cost you more for one client to click on your link than most people lead you to believe it's gonna cost. Why? Because you don't have that sales copy on in your page, and you don't have a SEO rich website. So this is all a part of your marketing. Hey Larry, thanks for joining. This is all a part of your prerequisite before you even make a sale. So another example of marketing other than your website, you have your brochures, you have your social media, you have things that say your name, that are marketing your business, marketing your service. And so right now, it doesn't even matter if you are in home care or you're in hair care or you're in nail care, just choosing things to have care. What do you, when you have seen an ad, let's just say, for example, if you've seen an ad on Instagram or Facebook or even on the TV, that is an advertisement. Now, advertisement and marketing are a little bit different. Marketing is the promotion of your business. Advertisement is the focusing, kind of like narrowing in on a key of your business, a key aspect of your business. If you notice that when you see, let's say, for example, an advertisement for hair care, they are saying I've seen a lot of people just focus on children. This is good if you have a child with thick curly hair. Then some women may focus on something, someone who has long hair. So that advertisement is directly to that particular individual. So hopefully you guys are following me. Your marketing is your prerequisite for your sales. So you got marketing, you got branding in a sense, because you want to, that kind of like establishes your business, your brand, and then you have advertisement. So you have those three things. Those are the prerequisites. But out of all those three, the marketing, the branding, and the advertisement, if you do no marketing, if you start your company and you do no marketing, and I'm going to be specific right now for home care, you will have no sales. You will have no sales. So you have to do some kind of marketing, whether you like it or not. And you could be the best business on the block. You could have the best nurses in town. You could have the best home health aides in town. You can have the best companions in town. You can have the best house makers, homemakers, house cleaners in town. But if nobody knows about it, hence your marketing, you have no clients, you have no customers. So I want you to really think about this. I say this all the time. I want you to spend most of your money in marketing. Because if you have an established business, but you don't have any kind of marketing in place, then you're not going to get any clients, any customers, and you will essentially be in a state of failure to thrive. You won't be thriving. You just be struggling. You be literally on the struggle bus, right? Okay. So the first thing was marketing. And you guys know I I just wrote down 3 points. So let's say, for example, you succeed at marketing your business and you got someone to take action. And so they gave you a call. I went over this a little bit in my video called What to Do When You Get Your First Call. I have a form that is called an intake sheet. On that intake sheet, doesn't matter if you're a non-medical or medical home care agency. And let me just input, guys. Feel free to ask questions. Hey, Mrs. Sherrod. And speaking of asking questions, that intake sheet is asking questions. So, in a part of your sales process for selling your business, because I've said before that marketing gets people in your door, whether that's calling you, emailing you, they get them in the door. But have you ever been to a store, a boutique? I'll keep it kind of general. Let's say you went to Target, you went to Best Buy. Getting somebody in the door does not guarantee that you will make a sale. I've been in plenty of stores where I walked around and didn't buy anything. So even like in a store, the way that they have things set up, the way, you ever been to like a store and they have like certain outfits like featured. Does a copy of the intake sheet go to the physician if it's a medical agency? No. It's a good question. Your intake sheet is a part of your sales process. And since you're just joining, tip number 1 was that your marketing is your prerequisite before you do a sale. And that's why when you logged on, I told you that marketing gets people into the door, but it doesn't guarantee your sale. So, on your intake sheet, you're asking questions. You need to ask questions, and you need to know this, and this is kind of funny, but it's very true. God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth, so you need to listen more than you speak. I think some people, especially if they're new, they're just like, they rush that process when they need to slow down and really listen to what the client or the client's representative is looking for. So what if they say that you get a call and they say, I need help with my mom. Okay, yeah, we can do XYZ. We can help you with XYZ. Well, you essentially did not wait to hear what they may need help with. And then if you look at the intake sheet that I created, it kind of walks you through. Oh, okay. So what is your mom doing right now? Well, she just had a stroke, so she needs help with that. A lot of people, when they contact you, especially for home health care services or home care services, medical or non-medical, they don't know. They're just so happy to get somebody on the phone. I've heard so many people that say they were so overwhelmed by searching online, or even if they got information from like a case manager or other referral sources, they're so overwhelmed that they don't know what to do. So you definitely have to ask questions. You could oversell your services without being able to provide that service. That's very true, Healthcare Ninja. You could oversell. Or you can undersell. And if you listen to that video that I did on, what to do when you get your first call, you have this process is over the phone, and then you sell again when you get you get access to the patient's home and you're able to get in the home. So this part of the sales process, you're asking questions, you're collecting information. You're collecting information about your potential client. So many people I know that have gone on, they said, Sean, I did a presentation. This one young lady that's in my Facebook membership group, she said, before she joined, she got on a call with me. She said, I did a presentation and I gave her this and I gave her this and I gave her this. And I said, well, you didn't even ask her if she needed that. You did not ask a question. So you just gave her stuff that she could essentially take, and it was in a nice folder. And they say, oh, okay, thank you. Once you leave, I don't need that. I don't have time to read that. You asked no questions. You essentially made it about you and not about them. And that's a really important key I want you guys to write down, put on an index card somewhere and have before you, especially if you have been following me for some time and you're one of my mentees or in my membership group. The sales process is not about you. It's not time for you to be self-serve and be like, yeah, I really need this new customer. I really need that income. It is not about you. It's about them. How can you help them? If you don't go in there with that mindset, then you will take any and every client that comes to you. And, when it comes to marriage, the old saying is, it's cheaper to keep her, but not so in business. It's less expensive to make a decision the first time if that is the right client for you to take, because to get rid of a client, especially in home care, that is not a right fit for your agency, can be very costly. How can it be very costly? Because let's say, for example, that client wanted a German speaking caregiver and they were really, really adamant about that. And you have to put out an ad every month for the next 6 months to try to find this German speaking caregiver that just so happens to be a good cleaner. Then how much money did you spend on that advertisement, whether it's on Indeed, whether it's in a local newspaper? How much money are you going to have to spend on that? It's then essentially you could look, hopefully, if you have a good policy for client acceptance, then you'll know, okay, this 16-hour a day client is actually not a good fit for my agency. So I'm going to have to pass. So those kind of tough decisions you make, but you reap the benefits of actually not putting that kind of strain and stress on your agency. So lastly, asking questions, and you need to have the kind of intake process where you ask a lot of questions so you can know how to, thanks for joining, how to properly, match that client with your services. So number 3 and the last one is do market research. Do market research. What does that look like? Market research can be extremely overwhelming to people who don't know how to do it. Hey, Pretty Girl Rock, who've never even heard of it, never been taught that. So you may think, well, what am I supposed to be looking up? And I have The first thing you can do to look up, and I was trying to pull up a form I had, is what are your competitors doing? Right now, what are your top 3 competitors doing? Somebody write that question down. What are your top 3 competitors doing? What makes them a competitor? See, not every agency that's close by your office is your competitor. Why? I had agencies that were close by my office that were larger than mine, but they didn't provide pediatric services. So essentially, they were not my competitor, they were more so my ally. And so I learned to turn them into a referral source. Yep, another agency can be your referral source. Learning how to say no to a client who does not match your services can be helpful. Exactly, Healthcare Ninja. Yep, what are your top 3 competitors doing? So I learned to create allies. What does that mean? Hey, I just had somebody call me and they want services for their grandmother. Can I send them over to you? Oh, yeah, Sean. Hey, Sean, we got somebody that has a sick child. Can we send them over to you? Yeah, Sean. What are they doing? Build alliances, even in the home, home care industry, even with somebody that you may think is your competitor. I've had at least 5 people who've called me who said in their initial startup, one of the things they did, which is really not funny, but I understand, they're novices, so they just shot their shot. They call other home care agencies and basically ask them, how do you do this? How do you do this? I just started mine. How do you do this? Don't expect people to give you their blueprint. What I'm doing is very uncommon. It's very uncommon for people to share their blueprint with you. Why? Because at this point, they don't know if you're competition. So it's your job to do market research to find out ways where you guys are competing or ways that you're not competing. And then after you set up your alliance, you can say, hey, because we're cool like that, we're not going to, in this county, we're going to share the market. We're not going to compete. It says, what does share the market look like? Again, here's another place for you to do your market research and how it all ties into your sales. So let's say you do market research and you find out, oh, this particular hospital in this area has a lot. Every year they get 40, they have, and this seems like a large number, but it depends on your area. They get 41,625 people that come into their emergency room for heart attacks. Or, basically they feel like they have a heart attack, right? So a sales goal then will be, out of that 41,000, I want to market to 4,000, breaking it down to 10%. Let's say 4,000. Out of those 4,000 I market to, because remember, marketing is a prerequisite of sales. I'm going to get, I'm just going to keep using the 10%. 400 that call me this year. So let's say you do a 12-month period. And then lastly, I want to get 40 people that let me do an in-home assessment. And out of those 40 people, I want to yield at least 4 clients who would do, let's just say, 30 hours a week. 30 hours a week. And we use an example of $25. I didn't turn on my thing. Hold on. Of my 5G, not my Wi-Fi. So let's say 30 hours a week times, we just using $25 an hour. That's $750 a week times 4. That's $3,000 a week times 4 again. That's $12,000 a month. So a sales goal for those is $12,000 a month for those 4 clients. That's $144,000 a year from those 4 clients. I just showed you guys a quick process for driving a sale for clients that just brought you over a little bit over 6 figures in revenue for just 4 clients. Marketing, asking questions, doing your market research. Without the market research, you would not know that those kind of clients exist. Without the market research, you would not know where to pretty much find those clients. Where do they hang out? So that you're not just posting your marketing material just anywhere. Without that market research, you wouldn't know anything about the referral sources. So one thing that I definitely learned is that market research takes the longest to do, but it's the most beneficial part of the marketing and sales process. So it has to be done. And once it's done, you lock it in. And you develop a system to just continually work that process. Okay. I don't have 4 clients yet, but I do have 2 that's at 16 hours. That's at 50 hours a week, not 30. So I'm actually exceeding my goal for just 30 hours a week. So those 2 clients actually represent 3. If you guys go back and look at my training on using billable hours as your goal, not just how many clients you have, that will help you out. So this was a thorough training that I felt like you guys needed. Let me jump on this call. I got a call to get to. Hope you guys are having a good day. Leave your questions in the comments and you can watch the replay. Bye.